Most of the educated world realizes that religion has pretty much played itself out, that was something that was very appropriate, a few thousand years ago when we didn't have science to teach us that the world is pretty much predictive and we can count on things. And, back then when things happened like storms and floods, we didn't know if it was a God with an intention just like our own trying to hurt us, or if the universe acts impartially and this is just the way it works, and now we've seen. And so religion is not going to hold the power in the future that it did in the past. And in the past, it was very powerful and did us a great deal of good. It brought us together and gave us community and allowed us to get to where we could do science, because we needed that community first to have that type of interaction. And it gave us morality, which is so very important. And they used God as a fear factor for people who didn't even understand the word morality. How are you going to get them to act? And now we don't have that fear factor, so how are we going to keep people acting morally? Well, we just have to tell them that what's true back then is still true, and that is morality serves your own interest. Morality is something that if you do will make your own life better. You treat your neighbors nicely, not for them. You do it for you, because then you'll have a nice place to live. You can walk around the neighborhood and people will be friendly. If you want stuff, then you don't steal, because you keep that as a moral in your society, and then you can keep your stuff, people can keep their other stuff, and you can accumulate things and enjoy, things you really love, like your favorite coffee pot, and you don't have to worry that somebody's going to come and take it all the time. And morality is self-serving. Morality is practical, and it was practical even in the beginning, but they couldn't tell people about practicality. They didn't even know that word, and we had to start somewhere. And so now that that religion, and thank God for it, has created this understanding of morality as a thing, we can start talking about how morality is self-serving, how being in a monogamous relationship and not cheating creates an intimacy and a closeness that will heighten sexual enjoyment to levels that you could not believe, because you'll have vulnerability and be comfortable in your vulnerability at the same time. And man, these people going to these sex islands and stuff, all you need is a really committed, good heterosexual relationship where you're dealing with opposites, the mystery of opposites, and trust. And you don't need Sex Island then. You don't need the planes or any of it. And that's what morality can do for human beings. And once we start selling it like that, we can really get a lot of people on board, and not everybody, never could get everybody. But that's the push for the future.